that South Africans have for this country. Nothing would stop us from marching forward to freedom, to a new South Africa, into a free country, into a country where they would fight for social justice, in a country where we would begin to tackle the problems of the poverty of our people. That's the sort of love and patriotic fervor that we had.
Well, Chris Hani was the most famous and iconic leader of the struggle for liberation in South Africa during the late 1980s. This year marks the 25th anniversary since the SACP leader's death. Images of his lifeless body lying in the driveway of his Boksburg home are still etched in the minds of most South Africans and mostly his family. It was expected that his death would plunge the country into a civil war, but the country managed to bring itself back from that precipice. Nosipho Khumalo, Chris Hani's granddaughter, now joins us in studio to share more on how they're getting on and how they are preserving Hani's legacy. Welcome to Morning Love. It's great to have you, Nosipho.
Thank you. First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you for having me here this morning, and good morning to all your viewers.
You know, we were looking at those pictures of your grandfather, and I said, geez, looking at him and looking at you, I can see the similarities, especially around the cheek area. And it's beautiful to see that you're here today to speak about just how you as a family have been preserving his memory.
Yes.
Now, Nosipho, it's been 25 years since the death of your grandfather, and although you were not born during the time of his assassination, when you look back, because you obviously know the political history of our country, when you look back, what does his death mean to you when you look at the current political situation in our country?
Looking at the current political situation, I'm saddened by his death and what we are, the state that we are in right now. So that is why I'm here today. Today I want to carry on his legacy, but not through politics, through education and through mentoring the youth. Yes.
So you talk about just, you know, mentoring the youth and education. Yes. Exactly what are you doing to, you know, make education more accessible, to mentor young people, and to preserve the name of your grandfather in this way?
Well, I'm currently in a project called Lokuketa, which aims to aid young girls and provide them with sanitary pads. I'm the project leader there and the writer. I also have my own tutoring service and mentor service called Crash Course with Nosi. So in that service, I provide the mentorship. Not only that, but I'm also a tutor at Fushani, which is an ESCOM initiative. So I work a lot with the youth, and I'm a youth member myself. I'm a second-year student at Nosipho Khumalo Health Sciences. So I deal with the youth, and I've grown so much passion and love for them. That is why I'm here.
And can you see the similarities between yourself and your grandfather? He was obviously quite active and passionate about black consciousness, and here you are doing your bit to uplift the lives of others. It's absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
How important is it for us as South Africans, young and old, to remember the sacrifice, to remember the strength, and to remember the commitment that the late Chris Hani had in just trying to have or create a better South Africa for all?
Okay. The first step, I'd say, is to accept that we are free. A lot of people run away from the fact that we are free, and they create excuses for themselves. So I believe that you first have to empower yourself before you can empower others. Stay grounded and rooted, and always remain in act, and always focus on your goals and your dreams.
Indeed. If your grandfather was still alive, what are some of the things that you would have loved to share with him, or what are some of the things that you would have liked to learn from him?
His leadership skills. I'm very fond of that, and I admire it. It's surreal, basically. I'd love to meet him and talk to him and share my accolades with him that he inspired and instilled in me through his passing.
Wow, Nosipho.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just such a great young woman. Looking at the work that you're doing, it's really inspiring, and I think South Africa is in safe hands if we continue to produce youth like yourself. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome.
Thank you very much. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and to my mom who's in studio right now.
Oh, what are you doing for her?
Taking her out.
Okay. Yes, girl. Well, this year marks the 25th anniversary of the death of struggle icon Chris Hani. The late great leader's granddaughter's Nosipho Khumalo was just sharing more on how the family is preserving his legacy. And she says she would have loved to engage him on his leadership skills. And you know what? She's pretty spot on. A lot of us would as well.